What is a material fact when selling your home? So, we're in Victoria. There's similar laws around Australia, but in Victoria, we're talking about Section 12D of the Sale of Land Act 1962. This makes it an offence for any person involved in the sale of the land to knowingly conceal a material fact or make a false or misleading statement regarding that sale. So, what does that actually mean? A material fact is any piece of information about a property that would be important or influential in a person's decision to purchase that property. In other words, it's something a typical buyer would want to know and could impact either their willingness to buy the property or the price they're willing to pay for that property. So, an example of this could be serious structural defects to the property, termite infestation, the property's history as a crime scene potentially. So, there could be murder, drug manufacturing, and so forth. It could be past flooding, bushfire risk, or known contaminations. A big one, building works completed without council approval. So, that one is a little bit of it, can be a common one. Also, ongoing legal disputes such as boundary or fencing issues with neighbours, and there's plenty of others. So, material facts may not always be visible or obvious during the standard inspection. Therefore, concealing or failing to disclose them, particularly when the vendor is aware, may be deemed as a breach. It's not enough just to kind of stay silent and hope that the prospective purchaser finds out the information or doesn't ask those questions about the property. You've actually got to disclose it. So, when selling a property, it's important to be aware that both the selling agent and the vendor are both liable. So, how do you cover yourself? If you're an owner and you're aware that there's a material fact that a purchaser should be aware of, then you'll need to let your conveyancer or solicitor know as well as your agent. I'd always recommend by doing this via in writing, definitely email if you can do it. Many agents and conveyancers, they'll have their own checklist or form that they'll be able to fill in or get you to fill in, which then can be passed on to a prospective buyer. Failing to disclose material fact can result in a few different things. First of all, a buyer can rescind or cancel the contract before settlement. Now, if you imagine that you've bought another property or committed to another property, the last thing you want is them pulling the pin on yours a week before, and you could get yourself into trouble. A couple of other things that can happen. There can be legal action or compensation for misrepresentation, investigation or enforcement from Consumer Affairs. There can be fines or criminal penalties also under the Act if it was found that that conduct was intentional. So again, it's really important that this to know that this does extend to both the owner and the agent. So when you're selling your home, if there is a material fact, make sure to declare it. And if in doubt, if you're not sure about it, or if you think it's a bit of a grey area, you better be safe than sorry. Declare it, make a note of it, make sure it's in writing, and make sure a prospective buyer is aware of it. I hope you find this helpful. Feel free to comment below with any questions and happy to help out.